Welcome back to Finding God in Fiction, and today I am so excited because we're talking about a Kristen Hannah book which we haven't in a long time. We are talking about Firefly Lane. Number one, Firefly Lane follows our two main characters, Tully and Kate. They are best friends since childhood. Firefly Lane just really follows the depth of their friendship and how they help each other grow. And one of the things that I love about Tully and Kate's friendship is that they very much hold up a mirror for one another to their own shortcomings. Throughout this book, we just see so much of the two of them constantly coming back to one another, constantly forgiving one another, and also calling each other out on their crap. That's something that we also see in the Old Testament. If you remember, there is a guy named David. He's in there quite a bit. He has a bestie whose name is Nathan, and David makes a really bad choice. And I am in 2 Samuel chapter 11 and 12. I'm going to give you the little Spark Notes version. David sleeps with this chick, Bathsheba, and David tries everything he can to get the husband to sleep with Bathsheba because when David slept with her, he got her pregnant. He is like, no, all of my comrades are at war. I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm not gonna go home to my wife while all of my, best friends are out there on the front lines. That's not fair to them. He goes back to war. David goes, all right, well, I gotta do something about this. And he puts Bathsheba's husband on the front lines so that he will be killed, and he is killed. And David's friend Nathan, he comes to David, tells him a story, and he says, there's two men in a city, one is rich, the other one's poor. The poor man has nothing but one little lamb, and the rich man basically takes his lamb. He's really angry, and he's like, hang on a second, that's so not fair. Why would that rich man do that to that poor man? And Nathan's like, bro, you're the rich man. Look at what you just did. Look at the example that I've just told you, and then put yourself in the perspective of the rich man and tell me that I'm wrong. And David's like, oh shoot, you're right. And he repents. I think that there's a lot to be said for friends who hold you accountable and friends who hold up a mirror and say, this is what you're doing right now. You should fix it. It's not comfortable to be called out, but it's so important to be called out, and I always want to be growing and be getting better. So I think we see it really, really well through Tully and Kate's friendship in Firefly Lane. I think they're really good at calling each other out and holding up a mirror and saying, hey, what are you doing? This is not you. What's happening, and knowing each other well enough to be able to have that trust to call each other out, I think is also a super important thing. Let me know in the comments if you've read Firefly Lane, if you enjoyed it, if you haven't read it yet, if you would consider picking it up. And all of us need a friend like Nathan. Just have to say that. All of us need a friend like Nathan. All right, I'll see you guys again next week for another edition of Finding God in Fiction. Bye!